What's up, guys? Derek here with episode 3 of Everlasting Summer. Let's go. We walked past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, while others looked more like household sheds. Finally, Slavia stopped in front of a smallish one-story cabin. It looked like an artist painting, the faded paint chipping here and there with age, was sparkling in the sun. The window shutters, slightly ajar, were swaying almost unnoticeably in the wind, and huge lilac bushes were growing at the sides. It seemed as if this ramshackle hut was drowning in a storm of purple silk, and the lilacs, like some elemental force, were inexorably destroying the troop leader's house. What are you standing around for? Let's go. Slavia snapped me out of my daydreaming. And stop teasing Lena already. What? What is that? Rena? Sounds like there's some. Sounds like there's someone inside. Indeed, a moment later, the door swung open and Ulyana ran out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. The pigtailed girl came out next. Don't let it bother you, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Rena, at least. Who the heck is Rena? But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed and quickly headed towards the square. For some reason, I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, "Come." We entered the cabin. Inside, it looks something similar to what I had imagined. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, a wardrobe. Nothing special, but at the same time it felt homelike and cozy. Although this room is almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. The girl standing near the window appeared to me about 25 years old. Nature had obviously gifted her with a pretty face and a good body. At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're finally here. Excellent. She's the camp leader, Olga. I'm the camp leader. Nice to meet you. I'm Semyon. I decided to talk as if I wasn't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been expecting you since early morning. You've been expecting? Yes, of course. And when does the next bus come? And why do you need it? Yeah, right. Why would I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here maybe react to them quite unlike how I'd prefer. She seemed so upset that he wants to leave already, and I doubt I'd get any answers. No reason, just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I mean. I wanted to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here fine. For some reason, I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents just called half an hour ago. Send their regards to you. Now that's a surprise. So can I call them? Because I forgot to tell them something before I left. No. No, you can't talk to your parents. Does anybody else notice? What is with this picture? Oh no, I need to go back. Alright, she gave me a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have a phone here. What? Then how could my parents make a call to here? I just come back from the district central town. I talked with them there. Ah, so that's how it is. And can I somehow get to the town? No. She seems like... Whatever. She kept the same smile. No, you're stuck here forever. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. I decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I would get no answer anyway. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. I've got absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shorts to wear the ridiculous red neckerchief. However, wearing winter clothes in summer isn't a great idea either. Right, thank you. I wonder if I'm the only one here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Rightio, I'll be off then, and you can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, walked is not the right word. She rushed out. And I ended up alone with Slavia. I must go too. Got things to do. Take a walk, look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. If there's no threat or catch to this, then this, what? If there's no threat or catch to this, then this reality, as embodied by Slavia, becomes more and more appealing. For the first time today, I realized that it was awfully hot here. Although, obviously, my winter clothes were to blame for that. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover followed it. I was now wearing only this shirt. That's much better. All I could do now is follow their advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meantime. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming my way. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently, there were men even in this kingdom of the Amazons. Hello, you're new here. You must be Semyon, right? And how do you... Everyone knows already. I'm electronic, by the way. The real one. You can call me that. What? Electronic was a robot character appearing in a popular Soviet film book series. He looked like an exact copy of a school kid called Sergei Chizkov. Electronic, the real one. Things were going from crazy to completely insane. Alright. He must be one of the cool kids. Electronic. Ulyana also calls me cheesy. Cheesy? On toast with mushrooms? Because my last name is Chizkov. I see. Let me show you around. I accepted his offer, as it would have taken much longer to get to know this place alone. Fine, let's go. We ended up at the square again, as if this place was all there is to the camp. Lena was sitting on one of the benches reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Hello, Lena. Meet the new guy, Semyon? He started briskly. Hello. Well, you could say we've already met in a way. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, then went back to reading, as if not noticing that we were still here. Alright, let's go on. I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought that it was better that way. Electronic's vigorous activity did not fit well with Lena's shyness. Let's go. Next we came to a building, which I instantly identified as a canteen. And here is, I know, this is where you consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen... Instead of like a dining room or something like that. No, this is the place you consume organic food. Oh, Semyon. So sophisticated. On the canteen's porch stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished in a blink of an eye. Really, now is not the best time to be pulling this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here, or at least where I am. Her, over there. That's Alyssa I'm not gonna try. Be careful around her. He spoke in a whisper. Oh, be careful around her. Don't ever risk calling her Deveche. She doesn't like that. Deve means two in Russian. The whole nickname sounds like Tuch in Russian. Late too true. Anonymous image board. What did you say? What did you call me? Oh, she must have heard him. In the blink of an eye, Alyssa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. Oh gosh, we're dead. Alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic took to his heels. Aw, crap. Sure. I decided that I had no wish to come across this aggressive Alyssa girl and darted after Electronic. Oh, crap. Maybe I should have stayed. We made her mad. Oh well. Running to the square, I lost sight of him. But Tooch, that's what we're gonna call her, wasn't chasing me either. However, I really should not risk calling her that, even in my mind. After catching my breath, I wondered why I reacted like that. Alright, she's a girl, an aggressive one. But why run away? Failing to find a good answer, I sat down on a bench and stared at the monument to Genda, or whatever. Goodness. Looks like I'll have to kill time alone, waiting for dinner. I decided to go east, at least in the direction where east would be in my world. Ooh, found the soccer field. Soon after, I found myself near a football pitch. Oh yeah, I guess it's football. A game was in full swing there. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. In my childhood and teen years, I was not a bad player myself, and even thought of going professional. But a few injuries in a row killed my desire to risk my health for the sake of uncertain chance in the game. Kids of different ages were running around the pitch. I could see a boy of about 10 and a girl about 14. A girl. Hey, that's Ulyana. Alright, she plays football. That's what's so surprising. She seems a restless one after all. I was standing quite far from the pitch, but she noticed me. Hey you, Ulyana shouted. Wanna play? I didn't know how to answer. On one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. On the other hand, one wrong move in my situation could be my final one. But in any case, my attire wasn't suitable for this weather. If I played in winter boots and warm jeans, I'd sweat like a pig. And playing barefoot without jeans would seem unethical. Maybe another time, alright? I shouted in response, turning around and walked back. I was followed by Ulyana's screams about my pants or about me being a pansy or something like that. The playful ones calling us pansy. We deserve it. We didn't go play football. Evening was falling, making me feel tired and empty after a day wasted with no real purpose. I came back to the square, sat down on a bench, gave an exhausted sigh. I'd better sit here and wait for dinner. After all, it's easier to search for answers when you're not hungry. They do give food to the people here, right? You know, it's curious how the simplest human needs can break the will to ponder on things to strive for something. For example, I feel hungry now, so I care much less about where I am or what's happening to me. Could great people also be affected by this? And in that case, how did Spartacus start the slave uprising in the ancient times? I can only conclude that I am not a great person, and it does not really matter what mechanism I serve as a gear in society, the Matrix, or a weird pioneer camp. Oh, hello. My thoughts were interrupted by the sounds of bells chiming from a loudspeaker on a light pole. Must be dinner call. I headed towards the canteen. It was a good thing that... Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't like bees. When I hear that near my ear, that's unsettling, to say the least. Anyway, I headed towards the canteen. It was a good thing that now I knew where it was. Olga was there, standing on the porch. I stopped and looked closely at her as if I were expecting something. She looked back at me for a while, but at last came closer. Semyon, what are you waiting for? Come in already. Guess nothing bad can happen if I go with her. My stomach backed me up there. I'm starving, let me in. The two of us went in. The canteen looked like a canteen. Good job, Semyon. I'd had a chance to visit a factory canteen at some point in my life. This one was the exact same, just maybe a bit cleaner and more modern. Metal chairs and tables, glazed tiles on the walls and the floor, unsophisticated tableware with the occasional crack. Guess that's what a canteen in a pioneer camp's supposed to look like. Semyon, wait a moment. You'll find a place to sit. She looked around the place. Tooch. Hold it right there. Olga shouted at Alyssa, who was passing by. What? What's up with your clothes? Anything wrong with them? Indeed, her attire looked somewhat provocative. Get your uniform nice and neat right now. Alright, alright. Alyssa got her shirt right and walked past, shooting an unpleasant glare at me. Okay, like, what? I understand that it's a novel, but she looked angry at me for her attire. Whatever. So where can we find a place to sit? There weren't a lot of free seats. Go over there next to Ulyana. Maybe I... Yeah, it's fine. The food's already on the table, too. I had no other choice but to accept. Of course, there is a possibility that the cutlets were poisoned with corrupt. Oh my gosh. The mashed potatoes generously seasoned with arsenic and the glass filled with excellent antifreeze instead of compote. In common Russian language, kotleta, cutlet, is minced meat fried or baked to the shape of a ball or cylinder close to the American patties. Compote is a drink made of boiling fresh or dried fruit in a large amount of water. Com, com, compote in French. I am through with pronouncing things. Moving on. But it all looked so tasty that I had no choice to resist. Hey, what do you want? That sounds so mean. I replied rather rudely. Yeah, you did. To Ulyana, who was sitting next to me. Why didn't you play football with us? Oh, she looks angry. Because of my clothes, said I, pointing at the source of the problem. Oh, all right then, eat. Yeah, my favorite song. However, there wasn't much left to eat. My cutlet was missing from the plate. Only she could have done it. No more precisely. None but Ulyana could have done it. Give me back my cutlet. In a big family, you snooze, you lose. It can cost you a cutlet if you're careless. Give it back, I'm telling you. I want the cutlet. I want food. I looked at her menacingly, and I was about to reach out my hand. See? I don't have it. And indeed, Ulyana's plate was empty. It seemed that this little girl eats as fast as she steals someone's cutlets. Take it easy, we'll work something out now. She grabbed my plate and ran off. There's no point following her. If they wanted to poison me here, they could have done it in a much easier way. About a minute later, Ulyana returned and handed me the plate with a steamy hot cutlet on it. Here's one for the starving. Thanks. It was all I could say. I was so hungry that my suspicions were gone in a flash. I picked up the cutlet with my fork, and... what the? Some bug? No, not a bug, an insect. Wait, what? It got legs and it's wiggling. The plate fell on the floor and broke into pieces. The chair hit me hard on the leg while falling. I've disliked insects since I was a child, but then there's these creepy crawlies appear on my plate. That's just way too much. You little. Ulyana seemed ready for such a twist, and was already at the door, laughing as if she had heard a fresh stand-up comedy joke. I dashed after her. We ran out of the canteen. We were just a few dozen meters apart, and I felt I would catch this little girl easily. That sounds rather... I'll catch this little girl. Anyway, we ran through the square, past the club's house, and ran into the forest path. I started to gasp for breath. I should have quit smoking, I guess. Ulyana passed out of sight on the next turn. It can't be true that she managed to get away from me. It simply can't. I stopped and tried to catch my breath again. ... Night was falling. Looks like I'm lost. It's a bad idea to stay in the woods at night. Better get back to camp. However, I had absolutely no clue which way to go. Well, gotta choose at random. You chased her into the woods, but can just turn around? Maybe they were running for longer than we thought. I wandered for quite some time in the forest and even thought of crying for help, but finally I saw the camp's fence beyond the trees. Everything fell back into place. The bus is gone, I mumbled quietly. On one hand, there was nothing strange about that. The bus couldn't just stay there forever. And on the other hand, it meant there was someone driving, because buses do not drive themselves. Or do I'm telling you, these buses are driving themselves. This world seemed too normal, but every event here had at least two explanations for it. An ordinary, real, everyday explanation, and a surreal one. Certainly the driver could have just been off for a snack and left too soon, and that's why. In any case, this is not the place for me. Whether that bus drives itself or not was probably an important question, but it was much more important to know how I had got here at all, and where this here was. The fields and the woods stretching toward the horizon had no answers. There was nothing familiar about them. Strange, odd, and alien world. However, at the same time, it was absolutely not frightening. Either my self-preservation instinct decided to resign from its job, or all this running around the camp and the local pioneers had lulled me so much with their carefree normality that I was simply forgetting what had happened to me just a couple hours ago. Though I probably just had no strength left to worry, and all I wanted was some peace, calmness. I wanted to just have a break from it all, and only after that would I continue looking for answers, ready and reloaded. However, that would be some time later. What about now? Can I allow myself to relax? Got completely dark, and in any case, it was better to spend the night in the camp. I was about to head back when someone came up silently from behind. "Hello, what are you doing here so late?" ... It was Slavia standing before me. I was so surprised that I jumped. "So you didn't catch Ulyana, did you?" She smiled. I nodded disappointedly and sighed. "No wonder. No one ever has. Yeah, she's a real rocket girl. She could have found a better use for her energy than looking for adventures. You must be hungry. You didn't manage to have dinner after all. Indeed, oh gosh, my stomach. Indeed, I had completely forgot about my hunger. But after these words of hers, my stomach drew attention to itself by giving a traitorous rumble. Slavia smiled. "Oh, I'm so embarrassed now. Let's go then." "What, is the canteen still open?" "It's alright, I have the keys." "The keys?" "Yes, I have the keys to all the facilities in this camp." "How come?" "Well, I'm something like the camp leader's aide here." "I see. Well, let's go." It was an offer you can't refuse. When we reached the square, Slavia stopped in her tracks. "Excuse me, I should warn my roommate that I'll be late. She's so punctual herself that she'll be worried otherwise. You go on to the canteen. I'll come in a minute, alright?" "Alright." I really did not expect to find someone aside from myself here at such a late hour, and that somebody was apparently trying hopelessly to open the door. Without any secret thoughts, I walked up onto the porch. The lock picker turned out to be Alyssa. I should have probably kept off and waited. She looked at me intently for a while and said, "Don't just stand there, give me a hand or something." "Meaning?" "Help me open the door." Oh gosh, she's gonna murder us. "Why?" "'Cause I want some buns and kefir. Oh my gosh. Dinner wasn't big enough." Is that really a good idea? Aren't you hungry yourself, huh?" "Ulyana didn't let you have a normal dinner, did she?" She smiled sarcastically. "It's true, she didn't." "It's fine, Slavia will come now and..." "What?" "Oh boy." She looks insane. Guess I shouldn't have said that. "I'm off then, and you'll pay for this. You owe me two already." Having said that, Alyssa disappeared into the night. And what was the first one? Slavia didn't keep me waiting for too long. "Is everything alright?" "Yeah, why are you asking?" "No reason, it's nothing." It would be better if I didn't tell her about Alyssa. "Everything's fine." I said that and immediately heard a note of dishonesty in my voice. "Well, shall we go?" As for Slavia, she seemed not to have noticed anything, or at least she was pretending she hadn't. Alright, let's go get some food next episode, guys. Bye!